Welcome back to our non-subs. Thanks for hanging out through the break. We're playing some green-black Henge again here. The Henge deck, Yarok Field, and Blue-Red Alliance are the three decks I'm going to pick between to submit for the E-League tournament next week. Couple of small changes from yesterday. I've cut the Spawn of Mayhems because they were kind of medium. I've got two Shifting Ceratops here, a fourth Rotting Regisaur because I was only playing 3 of this, and I went up a Paradise Druid. Paradise Druid's the card I'm like least certain of in the deck list. It's kind of medium overall, but I'm not really sure that there's a better card that we can play in the slot. I considered maybe playing Order of Midnight here, and I think if I was expecting a lot of control, I think this card would probably be better than Paradise Druid because it lets you grind a little bit in the mid to late game. But overall, I think Paradise Druid giving us a little bit of fixing since we do need black for Murderous Rider and green early. As well as like just getting to our questing beast on turn 3 is also pretty good. So let's go ahead and dive on into some matches with this one and we'll see how it goes. Nah, I don't really want to play the Mardu Knights deck. I'm not going to play it again today to really give it a further chance. And I don't really want to play just a brainless smash you deck. The Mardu Knights deck I think is likely very good, but just doesn't have enough player agency. I'd probably feel okay at sub 500 at this point. I'm 250-ish right now and not planning to play. Nah, I think Paradise Druid's much better than Incubation Druid. Paradise Druid attacks and blocks without having to spend extra mana meaningfully, and it doesn't die to removal before it can ramp you. Thanks for the 3 months, Darth. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Yeah, I think I'd probably camp at 350. I wouldn't risk hitting a bad run at that point. This hand's kind of slow, but I think it's keepable. Morning, Emmercool. Hope life's treating you well. Yeah, anything bigger than 500, you definitely need to. I would assume you need to play. Yeah, in. Little awkward that both of our remaining lands are tapped here. Like 3 of our 5 tapped lands in our opener, which kind of sucks. Yeah, Feather's still a deck, so it's a little bit different than the Feather decks from last season that were more dedicated Feather decks. Seth Manfield top-aided Twitch Rivals, which was a standard 2020 tournament before Eldraine released, with a red-white Hero of the Precinct 1 Feather deck. He's actually the person we beat in the quarterfinals with Aristocrats. No guarantee that they're playing Hero, obviously, but that's the build that's been going around. Sweet. I think I'm actually bottoming that. I'd like a Once Upon a Time to find a Murderous Rider or a Great Henge or something. Yeah, our Hunter. So there's no decay on Arena, but you can drop spots if people climb past you. You can also gain spots, though, if people above you fall down. Battlefield promotion. I think I'm going to jump block here. 'Cause, 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 Alright, so what do I want to do? This is untapped now. I might just do this into Henge. That loses me the Shifting Ceratops, but I think that's okay. Because I have Lovestruck Beast to play a spell with next turn. The adventure cards are really sweet in this archetype because they, like, give you cards you get to keep in hand while you have Regisaur out, which is nice. Yep, yeah, you always want to make sure you tap this even if you don't have a card in hand because it gains you life guaranteed. Start by attacking with these. Yeah, it gains life burgle. It's really silly. Just an embarrassment of riches at this point. Like, still have this hanging out over here to, like, have a 6/6 blocker at some point. Morning pasta. I think I'm actually ditching Questing Beast here and holding on to this. Yeah, 3/3. 3/3s that draw another 3/3 and a random card. Like, pretty decent. The Great Wumbo, thanks for the half a year support. What's up, dude? What are you doing? You want a what?
I watched the new Rescue Bot, Daddy.
You can definitely watch the new Rescue Bots. Go tell mommy. Hey, where'd that Rescue Bot come from?
On the new Rescue Bot.
It's a new Rescue Bot. That's pretty cool. Alright, the Great Wumbo, thanks for here. I'm gonna go put Rescue Bots on. I'll be back in 2 seconds. Because you're adorable. Love you. It's going. We are. I just want all of you to know, by the way, that if you have Netflix, you could be watching the new Rescue Bots instead of watching this stream. So I just want you to all. I want you all to reflect on your current life choices. You're choosing to be here for whatever reason. Make sure it's a good decision. I guess I missed lethal there, huh? Also could have done that Listen, there were a lot of ways this attack could have been lethal, okay? That's all I'm saying. How do you know we're not watching Rescue Bots and this stream? That's a good point. Well, glad to have you here, God of Flesh. Alright, so they've got a bunch of white creatures, so Noxious Grasp sounds great. It's probably a good trophy matchup as well. Lovestruck Beast doesn't really block super meaningfully here, so I think that's probably the trim. Although I guess how do we feel about Lovestruck versus Rotting Regisaur? I feel like when I'm boarding in a bunch of removal, Rotting Regisaur gets a little bit better. Thanks for the 18 months, Rad. And they probably don't have that much. They probably don't have that many ways to kill a 1/1. Maybe that's the swap. I like Shifting Ceratops because it blocks their flying threats. I'm going to trim at least one Great Henge here because I'm bringing in a bunch of non-creature spells. I also think, like, while it's good in this matchup, it's not a matchup where, like, I have to see Great Henge to win the game. Disfigure looks really good against the X2s, kind of. So, like, if we see more X2s out of them, I might bring in Disfigure. But, like, I already have 10 removal spells in my deck right now, and, like, my opponent's Legionnaire is frequently going to be bigger than a 2/2. I don't know who knocks. Depends on how they look. I like my decks to look consistent a lot of the time. So, like, if most of my cards are borderless, and, like, having a border that's different sticks out kind of like a sore thumb. Haven't played with or against it, Pasta. I've been unimpressed with Fires and other shells, though. It hasn't seemed particularly good. Paradise Druid seems like a good draw here. He's gonna grasp that before they can untap and have Gods Willing up. Don't be afraid to play your instants at sorcery speed to play around their stuff. Best piece of advice I can give for matchups like this. I mean, nobody really knows what's tier 1 at the moment. Anybody who tells you they know what's tier 1 already is either an idiot or they're trying to sell you something. So I'd be weary. Murderous Rider's my new favorite standard card. Yaku, thanks for the very generous tier 2. Welcome back. And yeah, Murderous Rider's great. Cards super strong. Why not both? Both is definitely a possibility. I think I'm gonna go ahead and trophy this to Balt. I definitely want my life gain, and like this stops them from making another thing. This does unlock their second white source though, so like it's not completely free. Because they're currently fumbling on mana a little bit. Yeah, I agree, Hickahuck. That's a very apt description of my experience playing that so far. You want your deck to be full of expensive stuff so you can maximize fires, but then when you don't have fires, your deck full of expensive stuff feels very clunky and awkward. Hey, thanks for being here, Negative. Yeah, I'm planning to do at least 7 hours today. And if we break 2,000 viewers like yesterday again, I think I plan to do 10 or 12 again. As long as the numbers are good. Strike while the iron's hot, if you would. And thanks for the 13 months, Negative. I think I could do better than this, honestly. Maybe I'm just supposed to keep that because it tramples. let's sap that one. I did see the deck list. I've not played with or against it, though. About to get Ember Cleaved. I think we're about to get Ember Cleaved. Just Integrity. Deal. Deal. Still not great for us, but better than getting Ember Cleaved. Alright, especially with drawing a second one of these. I'm gonna go ahead and kill this, and then play this. Ember Cleave was very strong in the Knights deck we started with this morning. Well, if we draw a brick next turn, land we did, we're going to go ahead and run back the murder your thing, play a lifelinker line here. Is it crazy to offer this in exchange for two of their things? I feel like it's not. Because then this one can start attacking the following turn. Yeah, the Knights deck felt really trim. We went 5-1 in a constructed event in like about an hour. What's the back half of this card? Gain first strike and vigilance, get an additional combat step. Sure. Getting a little bit punished for bottoming the Ceratops earlier. That's unfortunate, so I get to kill my thing off. Just looking for any kind of monster at this point. Yikes. I don't think I have any singleton draws from here. I guess Murderous Rider is pretty okay. It kills the True Fire Captain, and then... am I still dead here? I don't think so, right? So, dead to anything here. But not dead on board. Killing my Growth Chamber Guardian in combat instead of killing me is a bold play. Yeah. Yeah, I bottomed to Ceratops, hoping to draw a better card, and then just drew a bunch of lands. Maybe I'm supposed to keep the Ceratops there. Restart the client. I need to start remembering. Subs, can you do me a huge favor and remind me to restart when I do ad breaks from now on? Because I keep forgetting. And we need to restart every few matches because the client, at least once every deck. Because the client's real laggy. I'd prefer not to have it crash and lock us out again. This hand's great. Once upon a time, there was a... Growth Chamber Guardian. Once Upon a Time is going to be great in Modern. It's probably better in Modern than it is in Standard. It's probably going in most decks that have green mana in them in Modern. It's definitely going in every creature combo deck. Not close. What about Tron? Yeah, it's probably great in Tron. Being free as your first spell is a big upside, and finding creatures in late game is also a big upside. No, Oko's great. Very powerful. Card's got a ton of loyalty to start, which is a big deal. Defense. Defense. Grishelbrand's not a deck anymore. So if we kill their thing in response, they don't get to draw a card, so bye Felicia. Yeah, Lovestruck Beast, just like being a 5/5 wall, is very, very good. Just gonna fart this now. You get to assign the points separately, Manad. You assign damage twice. You assign damage during first strike and during normal damage. There's two separate parts of the combat phase. And you gain priority in the middle to do other stuff as well. You know, I'm not even sure if they're a feather deck. I kind of feel like they're just like Boros tricks. Alright, let's start attacking. I guess attack might be one turn too soon. I don't know. If they have like a removal spell for this one, I get a little bit sad. Feather takes weekends off. Yeah, something like that. This can gain reach as one of its keywords, so it can jump up and block flying creatures, which is nice. Also leaving myself the flexibility to Assassin's Trophy things here. I feel like we're pretty favored as this game goes along, so I'm being pretty conservative with my attacks. I could definitely be a little bit more reckless and try and end this game sooner, but I feel like that's unnecessary. I'm just ahead on board, I'm ahead on cards in hand, just want to like make sure I don't die by mistake, basically. You can always find my favorites tagged on my website every single day after the streams. Alright, they want to play a bunch of flying stuff, huh? So I guess I'll just get smashy. I want to fly, eh? Because I can make a 1/1, play Lovestruck Beast here, and then still have Assassin's Trophy up, so feeling pretty safe. Hey, Ervik, thanks for the 9 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Hope you're having a good one wherever you are. Alright, not going to do a full shield just yet, but enjoy the wonderful sponsor screen here for a second while I restart the client. Laggy, 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 keep on laggy, laggy today. Morning, Jack. There's always that glimmer of hope in so many people's eyes when rotation happens, right? Before reality comes crashing down. I can go either way on this. His deck's great, B-Mick. This deck and the next two are the decks I'm going to be picking between to submit to play in the E-League tournament for next week. I have to submit a deck tonight. I have a good 1, 2, 3 curve here. This is my Regisaur. There are many like him, but this one is mine. Need to play your 3-drop that doesn't die to Deafening Clarion. God bless. Justice Strike? Does die to that, though. It's okay, Crash. Calm down. Don't Clarion me. Well, I mean, that technically got my wish and didn't Clarion me, huh? The old monkey paws of don't Clarion me. Yeah, you can buy the full art lands in the store. Zerkin? Time wave? Yep. Hey, I'm supposed to wait to play the second one out there. because of a potential second sweeper. Without ending a Great Henge, early matches like this are probably tough. It's enough. It's enough of that. It's really weird that they're playing the when you play a multicolored card and they're playing Flame Sweep instead of Clarion, huh? Is this okay? This might be too much interaction. I don't want to be too interactive. I want to have a good amount of actual beatdown here too. That's fair. Flame Sweep skips killing the alliance tokens. It's a good observation. This is probably finding us a land. Dovin's Acuity. Weird. You want me to take Acuity out of their hand that has no ways to return it to their hand? Acuity is another reason to play Flame Sweep. Flame Sweep triggers Acuity. Sure, but if Teferi's bouncing Acuity, then he's not bouncing one of my creatures, and that seems like a pretty big win for me. Like, if my opponent's spending, like, 3 mana to just, like, gain 2 life and draw a card, I think that's a W overall in my book. Like, if their turn here is cast Dovin's Acuity, like, yeah, please.
Sorry I'm late.
I mean, like, I'm frequently wrong, just ask my wife. But, like, you know, if you're gonna tell me I'm wrong, you should, like, provide logical reasons. Have a discussion other than just, like, hey, listen to me. Hey, listen. Yeah, you keep saying that, but you keep failing to say why. And the why is the important part. Having a meaningful discussion is important. Like, again, like, this board state's such a great example of why Acuity doesn't matter, right? Like, if my opponent takes their 3 mana here and, like, gains 2 life and draws a card, that's a win for me, right? Yeah. Whereas, like, if they had Prison Realm, they'd have an answer to my thing, right? So, like, why would I want them to have an answer to my thing? Huh. Prison Realm makes me want this trophy, huh? I think I want this extra trophy if they're going to be Prison Realming me. Yeah, I agree. If, like, the texture of my hand was different, I wasn't going to be able to pressure them out of the game, it'd be a different story. Yeah, definitely does. I think Questing Beast makes a good effort towards solving 2 of the problems these green mid-range decks tend to have, which is they struggled with Planeswalkers and they struggled with Field of the Dead, and Questing Beast helps address those 2 issues very specifically. Huh? Well. It's a good draw. Start things off for us, shall we? I'm gonna bottom that. We're just looking for a 4th land. If I draw a card that's not a 2 or 3 and extra, I can just pump the knight and smack them for 4. Or not, you know, no big. Sweet. And then missing a land drop is excellent for us, obviously. What is your quest? To get Justice Strike, is that your quest? Sounds like it. A cutie with Alliance is pretty sweet. It's a good 1-2. Oh, you know, maybe I should have fetched a swamp with this to cast beforehand. Alright, sweet. What's a combat step? Whew. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Status doing it. And like, if they time wipe us, any creature's a good draw, which is great. We've not played Boros Control. As always, you can find every deck that we've played on stream on my website and my YouTube channel. Kind of interesting that they didn't shock that land in to replay Cutie this turn. They have something else to play. Yep, they do. All right, any creature, please. Preferably Growth-Dreamer Guardian, but we'll settle for any creature. Yikes. Really would love another questing beast or Ceratops here, right? Yeah, a cutie plus Alliance is a neat one too. Yep, yeah, you can always use the hedge at their end of turn to gain 2 life. It's a free roll. Well then. I think we just kill this, huh? They're playing Dovin's Veto. Weird. Okay. I guess they're just that scared of Henge. How many creatures we draw in this game? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 creatures in. 18 cards. That's about average. Dovin's a cutie. All right. Did I forget to tap this last turn? I might have forgotten to tap this last turn. You should just do this on my turn, probably. Think I'd rather just play these out than Duress them here. Maybe that's wrong. I think I wait on this because I don't want to have this die to a sweeper and then not be able to kill Alliance next turn. I could draw a land, that's true. Like that. I think I want to be conservative though. This is just such an absurd grindy card. It's like, what if you rewarded me for everything I want to be doing anyways? That's a big boy. Alright, so Time Raveler, huh? Is that a good one, chat? How do we feel about that one? Is that a good one, chat? How do we feel about that one? Those are, in fact, good ones. Yep. Paint me like one of your French girls. Ooh. Ooh. Speaking of good ones. Jay Shrimp, thank you for the 22 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Hope you're having a good one wherever you are. It's really cute that my opponent thought their deck had card advantage in it. Silly opponent. Everybody knows that mono green's the card advantage color. Do you think we should cut Once Upon a Time because I can't find the Great Hit? I can't, Burgle, I can't tell if you're joking or not. Elendar, thank you for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. So keeping me employed here this month with that. Yeah, I've definitely thought about that too, Burgle, and you just don't. There aren't cards in these colors that let you do it. Is the issue? Ari up on the front page. That's exciting. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Should we cut the Great Henge to campfire watch? Someone, I've seen a couple people playing lists with just 3 Great Henge in it, and like, it really makes me wonder, like, have they played with this card? Like, it's worth drawing the second sometimes, because like, your deck is so busted when you have it out. But then I called up my friend Alex Bertoncini, and he was like, just register 12 Great Henge. We restarted before this match, so we're good. We good. No second land tier, no Once Upon a Time, easy mulligan. This seems a touch awkward. It's probably keepable though. This one Fabled Passage might be stupid. It's been awkward a lot. I think I might cut it. I think I'm on 16 green and 16 black right now. I could probably go to 15 black and cut the Fabled Passage. Just like make this a forest. Again, just a friendly reminder with Once Upon a Time here. My opponent should definitely be... waiting until their turn to cast their Once Upon a Time, so then they get to make their decision with one more card. Is this your deck, Jeff? I would like to go on record that the concept of deck ownership is very silly. The idea that you own a deck idea and that nobody else can come up with it but you, I think is nonsense. So this is a deck list I put together, but do I own the idea of playing Great Henge with creatures with lots of power? No, I really don't. I did the obvious thing, and I put a bunch of creatures that have a lot of attack and defense into my deck with this card. It's for the 10 months, Moniz. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Tradesies? Nope. I don't think Green Castle's very good. Like, our deck is mana hungry, but like, we also like aren't ramping up to 6. The answer to that question, like most good questions in Magic Urdian, is it depends. In some instances, it's worth doing what you're suggesting there. In other instances, it's not. Hey, Bogdan, thanks for the brand new Prime Sport. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for supporting mine this month with that. Happy Saturday. All right, so now a question is, do I want to play Knight this turn? Or do I want to play it post-Henge and draw a card? I probably want to play it post-Henge and draw a card, right? They only have 4 mana Burgle, and they're probably playing a Flash Wolf. I assume we're going to see a 4/4 hit play here. If they have a land and a Tool Smear, we could be in a little bit of trouble. Now, unfortunately, this is tapped, so I can't... Oh. Fortunately, there is a Growth Chamber Guardian on top of my deck. Their green land is the Gingerbread Cabin. If you have 3 or more other forests, it enters untapped and creates a food token. Wow, brutal. Rough. It's a good one. My poor Henge. Alright then. What is your quest? We seek the Grail. It's exciting. Smash. Hey, D-Sans, thanks for the 14 months support. Welcome back. Hope you're having a wonderful Saturday wherever you're at. No, I disagree with that concept, Wilk. I don't think it was particularly innovative to put the Kiki combo in a deck with cards that found the Kiki combo. Yikes. I think we're dead here. We need to draw like a removal spell for Night Pack Ambusher this turn or we're dead. This Night Pack's gonna generate a 3/3 wolf every turn until Smear lets it fight something, so. Yeah. Yeah, PV had played a 4-color Wolves deck that seemed very reasonable. Hey, Big Beanie. Thanks for the 12 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Now, I think keeping the hedge on top is great, because I think expecting to curve out and win by just curving out in a green mirror like this is asking for a lot. I think the expectation that we're going to win via beating down is unrealistic. I think you could make the argument that because I think if you want to talk about a mistake I made that game, I think you could make the argument that I was supposed to play Questing Beast the turn I played Great Henge, so that way the following turn I could Great Henge plus Knight in the same turn and guaranteed draw a card. I think that's a discussion point worth having. Like talking about like did I deploy it at the opportune moment? Because I could have played around things like Assassin's Trophy or Oko out of the opponent to guaranteed get a card out of it. Vangalius, thank you for the very generous tier 2 resub. Be sure to take a peek at the deck queue and let me know what you'd like to bump up and see a little bit sooner. I think the concept of someone popularizing a deck is more realistic than someone owning a deck. Seems pretty good. Once upon a time, there was probably a land looking to curve out here. Can I take this one? Do you think they'll mind if I take that one? Found the gingerbread cabin. Yes, yes. That one unfortunately cost me mana. Huh. Smells like Doomblade. Smells like Doomblade. Just gonna play Rotting Regisaur here, I think. Yep. Sniffed out the removal spell. Had a few moments of panic, thinking people are going to force of all my turn 1 spells in standard once upon a time is scary. Spell Pierce is rotated too, so you don't have to worry about getting Spell Pierced either, which is refreshing. I think we're bidding that and just getting smashy. Alright, so I think I actually just do this here. Rather than Paradise Druid, like I have all my lands set up. We've not played the Doom Foretold deck yet. That's unfortunate. Alright, with the Murderous Rider draw, I'm just going to go ahead and pass here. Huh?
The land shall conquer you.
Yeah, I think I just have to kill Nissa here, unfortunately. I'm probably supposed to kill her inside of combat to deny them the extra mana, huh? Alright, so I'm going to trade Regisaur for Gingerbread Cabin plus a food here, basically. I assume they're going to double block and then sack the food here. I can't kill the Wolf Burgle. This card sacrifices a food to be indestructible. Yeah, you're right. If I could have killed this, you're right. I need to do a better job of highlighting cards that my opponent has in play because they're new. But yes, this sacrifices a food to get a 1/1 counter and become indestructible. This card's super powerful. Yeah, the deck master not having the new card shit sucks. Yeah, this card's been really impressive. I think not playing it with Oko is kind of a punt, because Oko is really good. Oko is Broco, but in general, this card's definitely A+ excellent. That sucks. They get to eat my 1/1, and now my Lovestruck Beast doesn't do anything. But block. Alright. I'll take my 2-for-1 now, please. Oh, really? We're going to be conservative and triple block? Deal. In. Wait, what? That was really loose. I feel like if you're going to block there, if you're going to block with both wolves anyways, you should probably triple. Just so, like, you don't get slaughtered by a removal spell, right? Like, if I have, like, a rider, like, if I have a rider there, they just, like, get blown out, right? Or, like, a Noxious Grasp or something. I guess maybe they have Garruk in their hand. If they have Garruk in their hand and they're afraid to lose their land, that makes sense. Yeah, I guess that block says to me like they have Garruk. Yeah. Well, they're also just like not windmill slamming a Garruk here, so like, is that the case? Alright, sure. Look at that. Rats! They found the line of playing their best card. I hate when they find the line of play their best card.
Let's see how sharp my axe is.
I think I could have had a little bit different play in the second game there, but I don't know. I don't know if there was a whole lot I could do in that one. That's in that first game. I don't know if there was a whole lot I could do in the second game though. And that's part of my concern with why I might not play this deck is I definitely think that this deck gets out mid-range. So these like this deck I would classify as an aggressively slanted mid-range deck. And I think slightly bigger mid-range is what your natural predator then becomes when you play a deck like this. It's pretty good. I think this deck lines up pretty well against aggro and control though, so it just depends on how much I want to get stuffed by other mid-range. Yeah, we had draws there, right? Like Ceratops was live there, Questing Beast was live there. Another Beauty in the Beast was live there because it would have let my 5/5 attack for lethal. I actually think my opponent made a mistake by not just like making 2/2/2s. That's a good one. Opponent did mulligan super low this game, so may or may not have much of a game. Maybe I'm not supposed to do this because they go land Flame Sweep. It lets them back in the game. I think I want to just fart this because it plays around Flame Sweep the best. And like I'm just attacking for 8 here anyways, rather than windmilling the Questing Beast. If you elk a food token with Oko's Still Artifact, yeah, I believe they keep their super types, right? I have seen the Troll Gak decks. Yeah, that would be a fine submission. Haven't played with or against it, but seems like a sweet idea. It's no longer an artifact. Does it lose it? It keeps legendary. Legendary is different than artifact, though, right? Like super type versus subtype or something like that. I don't know. When in doubt, ask a judge. Find another friend. Attack for 8. Opponent looks to be playing the Blue-Red Alliance deck that we're going to play a little bit later today. A couple decks after this one. Overwrites all colors, creature types, the affected creature has. It's a green elk. The creature keeps any super types such as legendary, but loses any other types such as artifact. Look at that. I think Oko is the new Jace. I would ask you to quantify that statement. What do you mean by saying that? I already have all my crab friends. Yeah, which Jason, what do you mean by that? Well, opponent gave it their college best for starting so low on cards, but our draw was good on top of them mulliganing a bunch. They probably have an easy time killing the 1/1, so Lovestruck Beast is less than ideal here. It's probably a Duress matchup. I don't mind cutting through some of their removal. They don't have a ton of that. Maybe play a couple of Thrashing Brontodons to kill their enchantments. Let's do it. How's Ceratops been so far? It's been fine. Ceratops is just like a generically good magic card, right? How's Crashy the Fox doing today? He's doing just swell. Just swell. What are your thoughts on Clark Bridge Troll? I think this deck has enough top end. I don't really know that I want a 5-drop. I kind of like that my curve stops lower than that a lot of the time. Yeah, it cost 5 initially. Yeah, it's not so much the risk associated with it as much as like its mana cost. Well, I have 4 lands already, and I have a Paradise Druid, so I guess we'll just take the Ceratops. Yeah, I should probably test Rankle at some point in here. It's definitely worth testing. I don't really have an opinion on the card because I haven't played with it. I could see that being good. Bottoms up, baby. Ooh, this is the single best card in this matchup for anybody who's wondering. Opponent has a real bad time dealing with Regisaur. They can block it for a little bit, but that's their only real answer. Now, if they have a Lava Coil, they can Coil plus Shock here. They have an Unsummon? Oh, they have Brazen Borrower. That makes sense. I've been one for zeroed. Rude. Alright, fine. Probably should have just done this last turn. Probably should have just jammed the beast last turn. Yikes. Tough beats for the opponent this match. It's kind of magic sometimes, right? A lot of games are just like, kind of outside your control. Hey, Barry. Thanks for the 3 months of Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome. All right, before we dive into the next match, this is a trailer for Walking Dead is on its 10th season. I almost can't believe it's been playing that long. It feels like a decade ago, because it was a decade ago that it came out apparently. So this is a bounty board ad. So enjoy the trailer.
Fear is dangerous. It can drive us apart again.
If we get caught on their side of the border, that's war.
We are always watching.
So that's coming up real soon. It's almost October, almost Halloween. Zombies are on theme, right? So Walking Dead season 10 coming on October 6th. Thanks Twitch bounty board. The hashtag sponsored. Restart Arena. That's a good suggestion. That's a good suggestion. That is the actual trailer. So for those that aren't familiar before, we've talked about that on stream before. Twitch has like a bulletin board basically where different companies post video ads that you streamers can claim and watch for $1 dues. What is happening? And that's why the bounty board is powerful, because it gets past all the ad block. All right, let's dive back into the next match, shall we? How heavy would those shields be? Like, right? Like, are those practical? Arena asked me, how was your match after my first game today? I haven't seen that. That's interesting. All right. Listen, this is really, yeah, having power to choose which ads you pick. Like, I don't pick all the video ads, obviously, because I only do them occasionally, but getting to pick ones that are, like, for reasonable things is nice. This is really important. You need to take notes. So once upon a time here is going to be a second land. You're going to be a land once upon a time, right? Very, very clearly, you are a green producing land in my opening hand. Greg, thank you for the very generous tier 3 resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. So you just got to be strong but firm. You gotta let Once Upon a Time know who's in charge here. Let them know who's making the decisions. I'm not sure what to say now. I was so focused on getting the 12 months for so long, now I don't know what to strive for. Well, you do get a horse soon. A horse is a horse, of course, of course. Once upon a time, we gave it a stern talking to. Oh, this is that deck. All right, so I want to get this down so we can henge next turn. I'm not attacking with this because I don't want it to die. So this is our first time playing against the enchantment monstrosity. So let's see how this goes. You should seek sponsorship for that Once Upon a Time show. Okay, can we get a video ad from them? It's on theme for sure. Yeah, this is probably one of the Flash deck's few good matchups. If I had to venture to guess. Yeah, questing Beast post Gaia's Wrath is pretty good. Is Lovestruck Beast a balanced Mama Yeti? It's similar, huh? Yeah, I think if we get the hedge down like we did here early, my opponent's gonna have a difficult time keeping up. I don't know. I think there's gonna be plenty of games where we don't see the henge, where our opponent's gonna be able to give us a run for our money. I don't think I want to make another 1-1 here, because if they Kaya's Wrath me, I want to go to 1-1 into Lovestruck Beast next turn. I mean, the goal, Tom, is like, how do I beat the control deck? Is I try to kill them before their control is relevant, right? Fuck, they play Planar Cleansing. Holy crap, they play Planar Cleansing. Well, that's vomit-inducing. That's a standard legal Magic card. It's been a while since I've been cleansing, chat. It's been a hot second. For reference, you actually don't get demonetized on YouTube for swearing. Just for reference. In general, I try not to swear because swearing makes my content inaccessible to people who want to watch it with children around. So generally, I try not to. What is your quest? To smash greedy control players. That is my quest. They don't really have Planeswalkers in their deck, right? Is it crazy to cut the Murderous Riders? I feel like it's not. They just have 3 free. How do we think about this? If this matchup's bad, more Shifting Ceratops probably makes it better. Just like having max hasty creatures to like peel off the top and kill them seems ideal. Let's try this. They still haven't responded to your ticket. That's awful. Hashtag release ready. This release was a mess. Aren't they all? Wouldn't it be easier to list the releases that weren't a mess as opposed to saying this one was? Hey, at least I was able to install. Listen, I will say this about this release. The patch time was supposed to be from 10 a.m. till noon central, and at 10:05 I installed and logged in. So from that perspective, I was content with the release. Considering we've had releases where you literally couldn't log in till days after, this one was okay from there. The bar is incredibly low, but they managed to clear it. Think I'm supposed to go find a land here? I'm gonna play this and attack them for 2, I think. I might just not deploy another threat until they deal with these two. Maybe this is wrong because of spot removal. Maybe I'm supposed to deploy Questing Beast here. It's that delicate balancing act, right? Like trying to figure out like, when am I supposed to play around your spot removal and when am I supposed to play around your sweepers? Now that they've committed a threat to the board, the answer is definitely play around spot removal, right? Ah, we're going on a quest. Yeah, seeing how this is playing out, I feel like I want more Shifting Ceratops in my 75. If the opponent's deck is something we're going to be playing against with some consistency, having just mono haste creatures seems really appealing. Just like sweep the board, untap, smack you with a haste creature. Yeah, the fact that all of the heads run on in there is quite fantastic. The beginning of each player's upkeep, that player sacrifices a non-land, non-token permanent. If that player can't, they discard a card, they lose 2 life. You draw cards, you gain 2 life. So I sacrifice this, right? Kinda punished. Did they just go to 1? Alright. Because they have to sacrifice a thing, right? Otherwise they die. Because this thing's symmetrical. Well, yeah, obviously it can make them sacrifice itself, but still. Do the haste now. Do the haste now. Put us to 4-1. Alright. So if we get the 5-1, or if we crash out with the 4-2. I'm gonna, in fact, speaking of crashing, I'm gonna make a note to restart the client here really quick. That should definitely happen here. I think we just make a beauty on one, huh? I mean, they might have not had other better plays, Pokemon Nerd. Like, it's hard to critique people's play too terribly much when, like, you're just sitting on this side, right? Or at least to critique it accurately. Huh? Think I go no blocks here? Looks like we're playing a mirror. I think I'm bottoming that. I think I'm just like looking for an actual land for next turn. I don't think they're gonna take this trade, so I'm gonna offer it. And if they do, I think I'm okay with that. Oh, we did just restart during that. Yeah, good call. Yeah, the adventure cards are great. Honestly, adventure is the best new mechanic they've created in a long time. It's really, really well done. I like the play patterns of it. Like, in the tank here about whether or not they want to shut off my Lovestruck Beast. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, like, if my Lovestruck Beast is, like, relegated to blocking, I'm okay with that. This thing only needs a 1/1 to attack. It can still block as a 5/5, which is the reason why this card's so reasonable. It's great against the aggressive decks, even if your 1/1 goes away, because it's just like, a 5/5 for 3 is, like, superb. Yes, 2 Lovestruck Beasts can have a menage a trois with a single 1/1. They can all be one big happy beastly family. The beastly family. Do 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 do. 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 Alright, so not an exact mirror. Maybe they're being a little bit bigger than we are. And actually, it's actually a little weird that they'd show us this, because I feel like they're pretty dead, right? And giving us more info here seems loose. Oh gosh, it's a 6/5. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. If they eat here, they die. I don't know. Figure it out. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 from trample. The old dead on board blocks. And it's very possible that, like, my opponent's only out this game is, like, hope that I make a mistake, right? Because, like, they're really far behind on the current board state. So I don't think my opponent's play there is incredibly unreasonable. Just like, hope that I miss something. Alright. This might be a little bit crazy, so rein me in if we think I'm off base. Am I supposed to cut some questing beasts in these green mid-range matchups? Like, my opponent's likely not playing planeswalkers. They have a lot of other random big creatures that this, like, bounces off of, or this, like, trades with, not necessarily in a good way, that we don't have control over. It has Death Touch, so, like, I want Grasp. I probably want Trophy to kill their Henges if they have one. I think this is the worst creature that I have. Like, I think this is better. And like here I'm down, I guess I could get 2 more creatures here. I usually like to stay with 25 plus creatures. So Ceratops, yeah, maybe it's better than Ceratops. Yeah, I'd buy that for $1. We'll keep 2 of these instead of keeping the Ceratops. I need 2 more cuts though. Let's trim around the edges. Oh no. Oh, they fixed the audio bug. God bless. Previously, the audio had been bugging out when you hit the rope in there. In a very not ideal manner. I did just shave 1 once upon a time. I don't know. It's probably wrong because it adds consistency. But there's also the argument that, like, when I'm boarding in so many non-creature spells, once upon a time becomes less appealing. Yeah, maybe Burgle. And it honestly, something I've been considering is, so Noxious Grasp has been really good in a lot of these black sideboards, but with Trophy and with the fact that I have Trophy in this deck and that I have Murderous Rider, Noxious Grasp might be unnecessary in the sideboard, at the very least 3 of them. Hey, thanks for the sub tracks. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. I'm okay with this trade, I think. Opponent is trying to figure out if they are also okay with this trade. The jury's out. Turns out they are not. Fair. Land tier is great because it lets me do this into murder this, hits you for 1. Hey, welcome back, Clown Punch. Thanks for keeping me around. Yeah, so their deck's definitely a bigger version of what we're doing. So attack here, because if they block, I get to pump. And then after they don't block, we'll play Lovestruck Beast. Hey, sounds good, Ace Tiger. I'll definitely be responding to deck lists this evening after we're all done. We have an awesome viewer count again today. Appreciate everybody tuning in. My plan, just like yesterday, is to do a long stream with like a 7 or 8 hour minimum, and we're gonna stretch to 10 or 12 hours as long as we stay above 2,000 people. So if you want lots of standard content today, be sure you hang out. Yeah, this deck's really good at getting things out of the way. Murderous Rider is probably one of the best new cards out of the new set, and then we also get to play Trophy here, which is great. Huh? We'll resume Modern in the mornings on Monday. So on Monday, we're going to go back to doing 1 Modern deck per day. And then probably end of October, early November sometime, depending on what the standard numbers look like, we'll probably get back to 2 Modern decks a day at some point. But while standard is hot and exciting, I plan to lean into that. I think I want to get a counter on this turn. This might be wrong. It could be correct to just like to play a 5/5 here as well. Hey, Link, thanks for the third of the year. Fractions. I appreciate you keeping me around. I don't think it's fair or reasonable to pass judgment on this current standard format in either direction with the amount anyone has played so far. So, like, rotation is always like Christmas. There's always lots of stuff to explore, and it's always new and exciting, regardless of how good or bad it's going to end up being. Always Clown Punch. If you've got the bandwidth. Thanks for the Cloud. Thanks for the support, Cloud. Welcome back. So this is like Garrick's like a 3-for-1 here, right? Because he's like gonna kill my thing, draw a card, and I'm gonna spend a removal spell on him. Okay. Huh. So, I have a couple lines here. Yeah, I could attack Garrick with the Beast, and then if they double block, I trophy one of their things, and then eat the other, and then Noxious Grasp the Garrick. The problem with that line is that then I'm out of removal spells for their next threat, which kind of sucks. And, like, their deck's bigger than ours, so I think I'm supposed to be conservative here. I think I'm supposed to not attack at the moment, and I'm supposed to just grasp this and then play Growth Chamber Guardian.
I've got better friends in the wilds anyway.
So I think this is what I want to do. I feel like it's likely my opponent has another big play here. And now the question presented to us is, does Growth Chamber Guardian constitute a big play? I'm not sure that it does. Well, that's excellent. All about them 5/5s. It might be a little defensive trading my Paradise Druid there. I don't know. I feel like I can't go that low here because, like, my Murderous Riders cost me life down the line. Yeah, I'm glad this card's back to standard playable. I really like this card in general. Is OP running Hengeless Hedge? Kinda? I don't know. They've got a number of different top end payoffs, right? So, like, instead of Henge, they've got, like, Nissas and Garricks and stuff like that. I feel like we're in an okay spot here. Like, the board is pretty even. We're a little bit ahead with Lovestruck Beast, and we've got Assassin's Trophy to follow up their next big play. So, like, we just need to find a Great Henge to, like, snowball the game in our favor. Have I gone through any Guardians yet? This is my first one. Yeah, that's my first one. And this is their second, because we killed one earlier. So, we've got 3 left, and they've only got 2 left, which is nice. They have more mana than we do, though. Which could be relevant. Okay, gives my opponent better attacks here. Yikes. Yeah, not having a 5th land here really sucks. But had a 5th land, we'd be in a good spot. I think I'm gonna have to burn a trophy on a Growth Chamber Guardian here. Getting my hand empty makes the Regisaur better, so. It's another card that lets them leverage the fact that they have more mana really well. Yeah, questing, they drew some gas, and we've been struggling to really get out ahead here. I think I need to kill this trade here, take 2. Although, like, the fact that they have this means I need to draw another removal spell now. I feel like all of our choices kind of suck here. That's fine, we have game 3 on the play. I don't think we had any better choices to make there. The one kind of questionable decision I made that game was potentially when I discarded when I traded my Paradise Druid for their 3/3, that was potentially less than ideal. That's like the one thing I could have maybe done different. I'm gonna put in an extra haste creature, an extra Paradise Druid on the play. Try and get out ahead underneath them. You think the turn we pumped the knight, we fell too far behind? Yeah, I could see that, because I just got a counter instead of developing my board. That's probably a reasonable take. This hand's great. Do I bottom the knight or the Growth Chamber Guardian here? I think I might actually want to bottom the knight. Yeah, I feel like this might be the one we actually want to throw back here. Yeah, that's a good observation, Ifro. Ooh, that's a good pickup. This lets us deploy something on 2 and hold this for post henge, which is nice. Yeah, exactly. These 2 let us recover from the mulligan really nicely. Oko's +1 works with Spell Queller the way you want it to. So if you Oko, Spell Queller is 2 separate triggers. So if you Oko your Spell Queller, they don't get their thing back. That is not how Oko works with Deputy of Detention, however, because Deputy of Detention is what's called the delayed trigger. No, Glass Casket and Deputy of Detention are different, which is confusing, but that's how it works. So if you look, the reason why they're different is Glass Casket and Deputy of Detention are all one trigger. So returning it is called what's called a delayed trigger, whereas Spell Queller is 2 separate triggers on 2 different lines. If we get to untap with this and we get to do this, like, that's gonna be pretty reasonable for us. Although if they have Assassin's Trophy, I don't know, if they have Trophy, they might just trophy this during our upkeep. All right, well, we have something to discard next turn. Maybe. I should just play the second one out here. And not let them get to combat. Not go to combat. Wow! They got super punished. That's absurdly greedy. Yeah, we played Mardu Knights as the first deck today. It was actually really sweet. I cannot believe they woof. I guess this is game 3 and we hadn't cast this card yet, right? So maybe it just wasn't on their radar or wasn't on things they were thinking about. They definitely got super punished for not playing around it though. I guess they wanted to get me to discard the extra. Did it win game 1? They all blur. You might be right. You're probably right. I believe you. Temple first for the scry. Yeah, I guess that's fair. I don't know. I kind of want to temple after I shuffle. Although I'm not shuffling again this time, right? Yeah, because I don't have to search because I don't have another one. In for that one. And actually, I'm going to wait to play this Growth Chamber Guardian because I can play and fart it in the same turn and make it a 5/5, which is nice. Smush. Smush. No, I don't want to fart in response because I want to kill this in response to them activating it. Goodbye, Felicia. This could have gone a little bit sideways if they had Veil of Summer there, but like, if they had Veil of Summer there, like, we're still pretty far ahead. Are you saying your actual arena or the launcher that they have, Mikey? If you're having issues with their launcher, you should check out the MSI installer. That's what I use to update every release, and it works fine. I should create a command for that, actually. Are they dead? Yeah, this is lethal. So you can respond to the Henge trigger, which is putting a counter on your thing, by adapting it. So you can adapt your Growth Chamber Guardian in response to the Henge trigger, basically. So you end up with a 5/5. Yeah. All right, we had another 5/1. Let's talk about takeaways. To start, I think this is too many of these cards in my sideboard, potentially. So last season, you wanted a bunch of copies of both of these cards in most of your green-black decks, but the addition of Murderous Rider really kind of changes that dynamic, I think. And just like, I feel like with how aggressively slanted this deck ends up being a lot of the time, I feel like I'm boarding in too much interaction in the mid-range matchups. That being said, I think 4 Disfigure is pretty important because like the Knights decks and the mono red decks, it's really important to match them on resource efficiency in addition to 1-for-1ing them. So I think I want these. Now what I would replace these with, I think I want a 4th Duress and I think I want a 3rd Ceratops post board. Because both Duress and the haste creatures are very, very good against this Esper Planner Cleansing Stacks nonsense that's been running around that won the fandom tournament. So I think having the max copies of these and this as well is Veil not good. So the problem with Veil is that while the blowouts are bigger, I feel like it's less consistent on average. I feel like whatever 1-mana card I'm playing, I want it to take Kaya's Wraths and Planner Cleansings. The information from Duress lets you sculpt your gameplay really well. I think if you like wanted to super dumpster the Esper deck with this, you could play Veil on top of it. But I feel like in a generic field, I don't feel like I need Duress and Veil. Especially because like Great Henge generates a lot of card advantage in those matchups too. So with like a little bit of disruption plus finding your Henge in some of the games, you're probably going to be okay. I felt like the main deck was pretty reasonable. Paradise Druid like kinda sucks, but it's also just like the best others card to play here. Like any other cards I'd be playing over Paradise Druid would be other more expensive cards, and I feel like that pulls my curve up too much. Again, something that might be worth testing that we're not going to get to today because we're going to move on to another deck is Order of Midnight. If I wanted to grind more with this deck as opposed to being more aggressive, Order of Midnight over Paradise Druid might be okay, but it's also, my gut says it might be wrong to try and be too grindy with this deck. This is a run people down deck for the most part. I think the land's kind of a big deal. I think giving people too many lands is not great. No, I don't want Incubation Druid. I want this card because it can attack and block without having to dump extra mana into it. The fact that this card is hexproof is also a very big deal. So I think this is I added this deck, so I started populating decks on my website on the standard page last night, so I think this is the list that I'm going to put up there. And if this is the deck I submit for the E-League tournament this week, this would be the 75 that I play. Export that. All right, before we are going to dive on into some Yarok Field next again, which is one of the other decks I'm considering submitting tonight. Before I do that, we're going to take a quick ad break so I can grab a snack.